provide calcium, riboflavin, and the other nutrients that are needed for our children.
For decades, the dairy industry and U.S. government have been saying that milk is good for our bones.
I think the most important nutrient we get from dairy products is like milk. Calcium.
Calcium.
Calcium?
Calcium. 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 For calcium.
Osteoporosis is a degenerative bone disease, which has been widely linked to a lack of calcium. If this is true, nations with a high intake of dairy products, which are a major source of calcium in a westernized diet, should have low levels of osteoporosis.
The higher the dairy consumption, the higher the rate of osteoporosis. Exactly the opposite of what the dairy industry has been telling us for so long. One of the primary mechanisms for that is that animal protein tends to create an acid-like condition in the body called metabolic acidosis.
To combat this condition, the body draws upon its most readily available acid buffer, namely calcium in our bones. As the calcium is extracted to neutralize the excess acid, our bones are weakened.
It comes from the American Dietetic Association, the National Osteoporosis Foundation, cancer, heart. We're all in the same page. It needs to be low fat or fat-free.
So as the fat's taken out, the protein becomes a larger proportion of the total. So they become higher in protein, lower in fat. And when we compare these high protein, low fat milk products, for example, with prostate cancer, the relationship is as strong as it is for cigarette smoking.
I had a scientist tell me one day that the largest experiment ever perpetrated on mankind without their permission was hydrogenated fats. And I really wasn't clear about, what he was referring about. And just to clarify that for all of you, trans fats are man-made. And basically, if you want to clog your arteries, one of my writers here said just dial 1-800-TRANS FAT. One of the problems that evolved from trans fats is that your body can't get rid of them.
You'll find it in anything from French fries and chicken tenders to cookies and other baked goods.
And now many people want to delete trans fat from their diets. 49 News reporter Craig Gold tells us whether Kansas has any plans to keep it away. Craig?
Yeah, if you've eaten any food that lists partially hydrogenated oil as an ingredient, then you know it has trans fat. A dietitian we spoke to today says that no amount of trans fat is really safe. Consumers now know about this and are demanding change. It's cheap, it makes foods taste good, and it gives them a longer shelf life. At one point, trans fat was even thought to be a healthier alternative to other cooking fats. But health experts have known for years now the artery clogging consequences that come along with it.
It's estimated that the average person eats about 6 grams of trans fat a day, almost 5 pounds a year.
We're eating about 2.5 to 3 times more trans fat than is recommended.
While trans fat might make your food taste better and last longer, it is not healthy.
Saturated fats and trans fats both tend to raise the bad cholesterol. And we certainly know that people with higher levels of bad cholesterol appear to have more heart disease and stroke.
Some researchers are claiming that there are as many as 50,000 premature deaths each year linked to eating trans fat.
Trans fat comes from a mixture of vegetable oil and hydrogen gas. Hydrogenated oil is cheaper and lasts a lot longer than other cooking oils.
Calorie for calorie, trans fat is the worst thing that's in our food supply.
Experts estimate trans fat kills 30,000 Americans a year. The government says consumers should limit their intake to no more than 2 grams of trans fat per day and eliminate it completely if possible.
Trans fat is very desirable to the food industry because it helps keep foods fresher for a longer period of time. But these same chemical properties also make trans fat quite unhealthy. Studies show that eating trans fat increases cholesterol levels. And now new research links it to an increased risk of heart disease in women. In a study of around 500 nurses, doctors actually measured the amount of trans fat in the women's bloodstream. They found that compared to women who had the lowest levels of trans fat in their blood, women with the highest levels had 3 times the risk of heart disease.
Trans fats can double the risk of heart disease in women. Even worse, trans fats not only raise total cholesterol levels, but they also deplete good cholesterol, HDLs, that help protect the body from disease. So why are these dangerous ingredients put in our food? Quite simply, profit. They're a cheaper ingredient to use, and they taste good. Food manufacturers utilize trans fats to achieve a longer shelf life for their products. Some processed foods, like cookies and crackers, can stay on the shelves for years, due in part to trans fats. So with this in mind, the FDA requirement to disclose trans fats on labeling seems like a very important thing, but there's something very wrong. The problem with the FDA regulation is that 0 does not equal 0. Food manufacturers are allowed to label products as having 0 grams trans fats, even when the products actually contain the harmful ingredient. According to the FDA rule, if a single serving contains a reportable amount of trans fat, which is 0.5 grams or more, then it must list the amount on the supplement facts panel, half a gram of trans fat per serving. This can add up in a hurry, and it can add up to trouble for your health. So when you plan your next meal, follow these guidelines to avoid trans fat in your diet. The labels on everything you buy, and avoid any product that contains hydrogenated or partially hydrogenated oil. Taking the time to make a small change in the way you shop can make a big change in the health of your family.